On an exploration trip near Dry Falls, Washington at Blue Lake and found many fossils and rocks that support catastrophe, not uniformitarianism. When we examine these rocks and fossils, we realize that the prevailing theories taught in secular institutions are inadequate and not supported by the observable evidence as to what happened in the geological past. We saw lava casts of a rhinoceros turned upside down on its back. Multitudes of lava cast trees in the basalt flows. Also petrified wood. Some of the petrified wood not even totally petrified, which means it can't be that old. We saw lots of cokes made by an underwater tornado, almost perfectly made circular holes in the basalt. Some of those holes were very deep, and some of them had water in them like a big pond. We saw one coke that was kind of like a long canyon or deep ditch made by an underwater tornado. All we see are examples of catastrophism, not uniformitarianism. See the bark imprints. This used to be about 200 feet deep. Oh wow. You know what to expect. What do you got? It's huge! Wow. It's freaking huge! Really? Is that? Oh my word! Oh! Look at that! It's like 12, 15 feet. Now I know why I brought you along.
That is just cool.
Look at this. Yeah.
That's at least 12 feet.
Whoa. Yeah.
I mean, I'm 6 foot and that's at least 12 feet, if not more.
Yeah. Wow. What a view. Doesn't it just make you want to just sit here for the rest of the day?
Marks in here on the ceiling, but
yeah,
I kind of wonder if
it's eroded.
When I get back, there was like swirly bark marks pattern.
Something more over here. Glad we got here before the snakes. perfect. See, that's a perfect cast of a log. Yeah, you have to get your girls in there. Well, what'd you see?
I think it goes up, and you can almost, I can almost make out like a stump or a branch going off into the cliff face. You can kind of see a little bit of a light where maybe another branch had poked out towards the face of this cliff.
Okay.
If it was just a wee bit bigger, you could probably almost stand up in there.
Cool.
But I'm a little bit tall.
That is. Okay, so there's like a chimney up in there. Oh wow, it goes, wow, that's really cool. Huh. Oh, that goes way back there. Yeah. That goes back there 15, 20 feet. Yeah. Now, here is something that's noteworthy. Okay. Check that out. Now that looks like we're a petrified log. Okay, you follow this. Petrified log was right in here. Side of here. And it went down in that hole right there. It's in perfect alignment. Now you look at this right here. This is the exact curvature of a petrified log. And if you look at that close enough, you'll notice that this is in perfect alignment with this hole right here. So, no doubt a petrified log came out of that hole through here, and it ran through this rock, but since then all of this is eroded away. So you don't have a continuous line of rock going all the way back to the hole. Here we are at the Ginkgo petrified forest, And behind me here is the Ginkgo petrified tree. Now, what's amazing about this place is that this is one of the top 10 petrified forests in the world. In fact, this may be like one of the top 10 petrified forests in the world. The reason for that is because there has been about 50 varieties of petrified trees that have been identified here that come from two extremes of ecosystems. One from cold climates like the mountains, and then the other from tropical climates. And having all of that here in one place is amazing. Now, one of the things that this gives evidence to is that the world was of one tropical climate where all of these trees could grow in the same place at the same time. Things have not always been the same, contrary to uniformitarianism. Now, behind me here, we have a whole bunch of lava flows that are overlooking the Columbia River. Now, according to many geologists, they say that there's approximately 300 lava flows. And they say that they started about 17 million years ago and ended 6 million years ago, which means you have about 11 million years of lava flows. Now, if you do the math, that means that there'd have to be 36,000 years between each lava flow on the average. Now, do we see any ecosystems, any environments between those lava flows? We don't see any. All we see are pancake-like layers. There is one lava flow where there is sediment between the lava flows, but yet there is no ecosystem. There's no environment there, which tells us that these flows, they all flowed one right after another very quickly, not over millions of years. Another really interesting thing about the Ginkgo petrified forest that hardly anybody has ever talked about, in fact, I've never heard anybody say this, is that every one of these petrified trees here are at almost the same angle, oriented in the same direction. They tend south-southwest direction. Another really fascinating thing about these petrified logs is that every one of them has been buried in basalt. In fact, it looks like pillow basalt flows with palagonite around them, which is evidence that these lava flows flowed underwater, like ocean water, okay? Hence maybe Noah's flood. Now, the interesting thing is that we believe that these logs were not petrified until they were immersed by basalt. So these logs were floating around like log mats, like in an ocean setting, all bumping up against one another, like what you see at Spirit Lake at Mount St. Helens. And so they were getting waterlogged, and as they were getting waterlogged, these lava flows then started to flow over these trees, and it was the heat from the lava that actually petrified these trees. It's not the normal way of petrifaction where trees and bones get buried by mud and then they petrify that way. how deep that is. If you fell in there, you might not get back out. Underwater tornado made this. Wow. Okay, now there's a colk. All right, this is formed by an underwater tornado in the Missoula flood that came through here. Imagine the power that it had to have. The swirling power. Just swirling and just eroding out all this rock. And it had to have done it quickly too. I can't imagine. And this is just the Missoula flood. This is not even Noah's flood we're talking about here. This is where you don't want to slip. Right here. This is the scramble to the top. Okay, so the rhino is in the right hole. There was a log, petrified log, in the left hole. What we're looking at here is a water chute. When the water came down through, it just gouged all this rock out.
I don't think critters
took all this out.
like
So
that.
there isn't a hole right Dry here. Falls
there
is up
is one?
kind of west, northerly west from here, about 2 or 3 miles.
All that petrified wood.
No way.
So it goes in about 2 or 3 feet, and there's this like, but at the back of the wall, it's pretty flat.
Yeah.
And
but you see
you can
petrified.
see like how the rings of the tree petrified in the
Both holes, if you can.
Yeah. Too easy. We got it.
Yourself.
Hold it steady. It's as far as I can reach. Got some pretty good lighting, actually. You could probably shove a small child in there if we really wanted
You
to.
see legs are turned upside down. The rhino is upside down to a certain point.
Maybe on its side.
Okay.
Okay, so there's the head. Oh, all the way in the back. And then to the right here, there's a top hole, 8 to 12 inches down. It looks like there might be another hole. Let me get a better angle here. Yep, there's a leg. Yeah, it's a total casting. Upper body. Here's a hind leg. Oh, this is so cool. Ah. I'm gonna set that right there. You want to toss me your flashlight, maybe? If I can catch it. Oh, it doesn't focus beam. So there's one leg hole, another leg hole. The head is laying on the side. We get back out here. Get a shot of this rear leg hole. And got some good detail into the casting, not like the bark. All right. All right, here's your. As soon as you're ready, I'll let you catch. I can squat right over here. I think that's the one you was talking about right there. It's gotta be.
Oh man, look at this. Wow. And it goes way back there.
Yeah. Looks like some people. There's a beer can back in there or something.
It's too bad.
Imagine over time it was probably deeper, but you know.
Yeah.
It looks like it sloughed off.
Look how smooth it is.
Right?
In there.
It's been poured, this basalt, when it was liquid, it was poured over something.
That's right, over the log. The log was waterlogged. So yeah, look how smooth it is. You'll notice how big diameter this tree had to be.
Right.
And so the tree was waterlogged, so the lava flowed over it, burned up the log, not too fast, so it could make a perfect cavity of the log.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I bet if you could dig some of that out.
Uh-huh.
But
and there's hundreds of these in this area.